Hey there, welcome to the Junk Drawer. My name is Enzo, and today I have a very special guest, Mr. Chad Marvelous. Hello, Chad.
Oh, hey, that's me. Hi.
That is you. So today we are talking about male doll opinions. Probably like a month or so ago, I put out a call for unpopular / general male doll opinions, and I got a lot of responses. So I kind of grouped the responses into various sections. And the reason Chad is here, besides being an amazing person, is I wanted to get his side of the whole discussion, since you are really not a male doll collector. And I am a male doll collector, so I just thought it'd be interesting to kind of have that conversation. So, so let's just get into it. So the first category is that the first generalization is that there aren't enough body types for male dolls specifically, which I think can be said for female dolls as well. I mean, there can always be more body types in general. I don't know. What do you think that is the case, or like male versus female? Do you think the representation of body type is currently equal or disproportionate?
It's definitely not equal, but I think it's like, you make a good point. Like, obviously there can be more diversity or more representation in the doll world. I know that there are certain limitations, because the more diversity that there is, the harder it is to cross-sell things. So the reason that Barbie didn't have different body types for the longest time was because they wanted, if you got this doll and this fashion pack, it guaranteed it's going to work. You know what I mean? Like, they don't have to be from the same set or the same year even, but they still work. So that's why a lot of the current fashion packs are, for Barbie specifically, are like made to fit, you know, whether it's the classic body or the curvy body or the tall or what, you know, like it's meant to be able to fit on any of those, which is why it doesn't always look the same on all the different dolls. But because of that, but just naturally, they're not going to exist as many for boy dolls, because boy dolls apparently don't sell as much, or the companies just don't put as much into them, I guess. I don't know. It's not proportionate for the amount of boy dolls there is, period. So in turn, some of these extra things like different body types also kind of suffer that same fate.
Right. Yeah, I've definitely not. That's a good point about the having things work across the board, because, you know, you'll get, I mean, that works with obviously boy and girl dolls, where you'll get wow, I forgot, I'm blanking on all the body type, like the Barbie body types, but like the curvy one. Right. If you get a curvy Barbie, I feel like there probably aren't that many clothing options for that curvy Barbie, because there aren't that many curvy Barbies. I mean, there's a good amount of them, but not enough to be like to be able to get whatever you want, basically.
Right, and most of the fashions that are out there won't fit them to begin with, right, because of the way that they're made. You know, unless if they're in a one size fits all or made specifically for curvy.
Right. So some of the comments, and I debated whether to show who commented these, but I was like, you know, I think anything that you comment online is fair game. So I kind of like,
we're calling you out. No.
Yeah, we're calling you out. No, we're not calling you out. We're just, you know, I also wanted to give credit to people who responded and participated and all that stuff. So the first one is more body types or facial hair, which we'll get to the hair thing in a little bit. I'm tired of them looking like supermodels. Yes. I'd buy the shit out of more burly, rugged female dolls. Yes, I agree with that. I think the broad body Ken should have been considered a typical body type. I think I agree. I think,
honestly, like, on that note, the broad body type for Ken and the curvy body type for Barbie, really, at the end of the day, they should just be the base, like the average. They should be the middle. Yeah. You know what I mean? Whereas the classic Barbie is what's the middle, and then Barbie is the one that's curvy is now considered, or you know what I mean? Like the one that is a little bit bigger is considered the curvy option.
Right.
Once again, I know the reason that they do that is for being able to fit the clothing and you know, the Barbie cars and stuff like that. But if we're talking about realism, the curvy option, the broad option, those should be the realistic, you know, the average, like what most Barbies are made of, and then kind of go from there down or up. But at the same time, I don't know, this might be a whole different topic for another video, but it's like that kind of, you know, Barbie is a caricature. Barbie is not meant to be real, you know, and I think that's the biggest thing that people get hung up on. But like I said, that can be a whole own video.
I agree. Yes. So yes, the broad curvy should be the default, and like you said, up and down. Male fashion dolls from fashion royalty to Ken tend to look neutered to me, or twinkish. I think the reason the Fresh Squad male dolls are so popular was their diverse masculinity over androgyny. So I should have brought this up. So yeah, this is a Fresh doll. So I get it. It's definitely like, I feel like the Fresh dolls definitely have like beards. Yeah. And I think that definitely helps a lot with the...
He looks really good. Is that the outfit he came in, by the way?
Yeah.
I like that. I kind of want him.
Yeah, he's adorable. I love him so much. And he comes with little boots and everything. Yeah. So, yeah, he's super cute. But, yeah, I don't know. I don't know the androgynous dolls, which
see, that is androgynous to me. That is straight up like intentional, you know what I mean? Like, to be fair, the BMR 1959 was more of a collector line, technically, not a play line, so there's that. But I think because Playline has so many options, like there are way more Playline dolls than there are collector dolls when it comes to options. So I think the Playline dolls are more aimed towards children, and like I definitely agree with what this person said, or like I understand where they're coming from, and I get it, and it makes sense to me. However, I think that a lot of dolls are meant to be a slightly younger age. Like, even though like as a kid, I always thought that Ken and Barbie looked like adults. Now that I'm older, they look like teenagers to me. You know what I mean? But it's just because of perspective. But like, for example, like I've got... when you look at like Monster High or something like that, like he's supposed to be a teenager in high school. And I think what happens is, I don't know if they're like intentionally androgynous necessarily. I think they're, when children are younger or whatever, you know, as they're growing up before they really hit puberty, they don't really get those hyper masculine or hyper feminine features until they go through puberty. And like in high school or even younger, most kids look androgynous, you know, like they can't, you know, it just depending on what they wear, how long their hair is, you know, if they're wearing makeup or not, can just determine whether they look masculine or feminine. So I think that most of these, plus it's a caricature there. It's not like Pop and Atelier, you know, face up where they have a lot of like dimension and makeup and whatever. They're kind of flat, you know, it's just got the eyes painted on and that's it.
They're literally flat.
You're talking about the overall body, definitely. I was thinking for the face, because you know, a lot you could tell just by looking at the face. Oh wow, what's that? Oh, is that Integrity Toys?
It's a JHD. It's similar to Integrity, but he has a bulge.
Nice.
Yeah.
He got a dump truck too.
Yeah, he does. I'm trying to look. Yeah, it's literally just like a bulge. Anyway, so there's that. Let's see. Mattel, I have money to spend. Give us more body types with made-to-move bodies and new face sculpts for Ken, including different noses, shapes, jawlines, plus the Ken movie. Yeah, I agree. I hope down the line that they give us more body types. Overall, just like across the board, even if they're like, just like, I mean, they've already like opened that Pandora's box of like different body types. So it's like, why not just go all in? And I know, like, specifically with Barbie, with their fashionista line, they are very good about diversity and not just body type, color, skin color, hair texture, hair color, facial features. They're good at representing disabilities. So all that good stuff. But yeah, I want them to push it further for sure.
Yeah. Well, and even to that, like, so this third comment, the middle comment here was talking about, like them being athletic or anything like that. So somebody was reviewing, I don't remember if it was Melissa Hunter or who it was. I think it was Melissa. She was pointing out, like, on Rainbow High dolls, for example, the boy dolls, they are ripped. They have like an 8-pack, but they're like so tiny. Like, it's just a weird, anyway, so they, that's one thing. So, I feel like you don't, there you go. Like on Bratz and look at that. Bratz, like, not so much the OMG. Like, the OMG isn't as bad, but that, like, the Bratz doll, like, when they are completely ripped and have an athletic, regardless of what their build is, I feel like maybe if they were to tone that down, they wouldn't even have to change the physical size of the doll, and it would still fit the clothing. But if you make different variations for how muscular they look as well, that, could just give a little bit of diversity there as well.
Yeah, I mean, the whole ab thing it's weird. It is weird, and it is definitely sending a mixed message with like, I think Rain was talking about this, where they mentioned, like, I think they were actually talking about River and how River has like this like super baby face, but then he's got like a 6-pack, and it's like, okay.
That kind of is like, that's weird to me. It doesn't match. It makes sense for a G.I. Joe, or like, like a one that's supposed to like actually being portraying an adult doing an adult thing, being in the army or whatever, superhero. It makes sense. But like for, like a 14-year-old and freshman in high school, I don't know.
Right, but like when you're making dolls like this, it makes sense. Of course, he's gonna have a 6-pack because he's like jacked. So yeah, that makes sense. But when you're marketing towards kids, it is kind of weird, and it does kind of set like a weird body standard for boys, little boys, to be like, oh, my doll has a 6-pack, so maybe I should have a 6-pack. I don't know. And again, that's also another whole other conversation.
Right.
But
that once again, that I feel like can be its own video and topic, because I have thoughts about that, and they're not all popular opinions either. But
and then Diane wants a keg Ken, which I'm all for keg Kens. So she wants
what's a keg Ken?
I think she wants a Ken with a keg, like a gut. That's what I'm assuming.
Instead of a 6-pack, it's a keg. Okay, okay.
Yeah.
It took me. I took the scenic route, but I got there eventually.
And then this last one, not sure if this is unpopular, but I feel like there should be more slender live male bodies. Willowy guys seem to be very popular, especially among women and girls, so it seems like a strangely untapped market. Also, too much boy doll clothing sits in the gray area of being too baggy to look good, but not baggy enough to be trendy. I don't know if this is a thing already, but I also like to see an all-male fashion doll line. So going back to the willowy guys, like Monster High, G1, definitely very thin, very willowy looking.
Yeah. I would say, like, I feel like that when it comes to, like, if you're thin dolls, like, to be fair, not everybody is interested in a zombie unicorn hybrid. I get it. Right. But like, and Monster High is like a good representation, but at the same time not, because they're not humans, they're monsters. Right. But they do have, like, they are very thin. They have very long, thin, slender legs and stuff, So like, I can see that. I think that, I don't know, like, now that I'm thinking about it, I think there is a good range, but I think most male dolls are kind of represented a certain way. Like, they have broader shoulders and a narrower waist, because that's what masculine is,
Right. This is your typical male doll. Like, this is pretty standard. This is the standard Ken doll that Mattel puts out these days. So it's still like above the average. It's definitely above average, and not. I would say most people don't look like this for sure.
No, that is in high school, but only if you play football or do one of the sports. Like,
right, right, for sure, for sure. Okay, let's move on to topic number 2. Oh, and then I have this. I forgot about this. So yeah, the keg Ken is number 2 and number 6, I guess.
Yeah, there you go.
I would love that. Like if there was a doll that looked like that, and I know that I saw one. Was it Hagrid?
So I would love, because I like to customize dolls, I would like to see more like this for the sake of me being able to customize them and use them as a base. I know that that's not, doll companies aren't going to make a doll line with that in mind necessarily, but I would love to see articulated bodies like this, like having different choices, because I want to make a custom mini-me, but I don't, I want it to actually look like me. And I'm bigger, I'm curvy, I'm not thin, I don't have my waist is not smaller than my shoulders, so seeing something like this would be great. And Hagrid is actually like that, so I was thinking of using Hagrid as a base for my custom mini-me, but he actually does have a belly, but he's the only one, and I do have him. He's kind of compared to other dolls, his limbs are a little hollow and kind of cheap, but that is different, and it's one that they made to look like that specific character, but it's the only one I know of though.
So the second generalization is that boy dolls are boring, which I agree. I mean, unfortunately I agree, because I think, like you said earlier, they don't really pay attention. Boy dolls are kind of like a secondary kind of thing, because girl dolls obviously sell more, so that's the focus. And then they're like, okay, do we need a boy doll? Okay, great. We need one boy doll and t-shirt and jeans, t-shirt and shorts. Great, done.
Yeah, I agree. Like you said, them being secondary is a real thing, and I think it's just over time, there's probably a portion of it where it's the doll company that's trying to choose and say, we want to sell Barbie over Ken, or whatever. But I think part of it also is sales, because the numbers don't lie. And when a company has access to see the numbers, they make decisions based on that. And if they put a boy doll out and he just doesn't sell, then they're not going to put, what I mean? If it'll sell, but not enough to warrant more necessarily, so it's one of those things where it's in a line that might have 8 characters, one of them would be a boy, and maybe 2 if we're lucky, and it's he's the token male doll of the you know what I mean, right. So he's got to be general, he's got to be generalized, he can't be too specific, which is a bummer. But some of your comments are they're lackluster compared to the excitement of most female dolls bring to me. They all look the same. They lack individuality, some blank stares, no real body types. They're boring because you typically don't have any hair play, which we'll get to in a second. The clothes are boring too, less plentiful, fewer options. They're almost not fashion dolls. There are exceptions. They just don't excite me. Ken dolls are not diversified in terms of product line. They're not made of varieties. We only have one extra Ken, one signature style. There are lots of types of men that can be represented rather than a repeated theme of beach Ken. I 1,000% agree. We don't need any more beach Kens. What's your job? Beach. A lifeguard? No, just beach.
Yeah, beach. There are lots of ideas that we developed too. How about Ken cutie reveals or 80s rewind for Ken? Absolutely. Yeah.
I think that's a really good point. There's not a lot of gimmicks. The only gimmick I can think of off the top of my head for Ken is making him shave. If he's got the color change paint for his beard or whatever, and it changes with warm or cold water. That's literally the only gimmick I can think of for male dolls.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of myself, and I don't think
No gimmick. Also, kind of, I don't remember who made the comment, but somebody talked about the fashions and they're almost not even fashion dolls or whatever. I think that's kind of a reflection of society in general, because like I think that girls are allowed to wear dresses and skirts, but also pants and shorts, whereas boys are only allowed to wear pants and shorts, not skirts or anything, you know. So most fashion, and even if you look at like red carpet stuff, men's fashion is boring. It's suits after suits, and then maybe you'll get like some actor who is just more expressive, or maybe somebody who is in the LGBTQ, you know, QIA plus whatever community, and like they'll have like something interesting that's not just a plain tuxedo or a suit. But like that's a perfect example though. You look at red carpets and you can very clearly see that women have a lot more choices. So I think that kind of reflects in dolls as well.
And then I just found this like random. So yeah, it's a lot of Ken dolls are pretty boring. It's like a shirt,
and pants. And that's it. Yeah.
That's pretty much it. The third thing is, speaking of clothing, is lack of clothing options. I feel like Ken needs more clothes. He needs to be a little more expressive. And I feel like with Barbie, I think Barbie is kind of behind the times as far as clothing for Ken goes. I feel like you know, Rainbow High, even Monster High, even LOL with their boy dolls, like their fashions, they're not all hits. There are lots of misses, but they're like trying. You know, they're trying to match the girls' energy and the girls' vibes. So I do appreciate that. But yeah, I just feel like with like specifically with Ken dolls, it's like too safe, and it's too, you know, we don't want to go too outside the box. I mean, I feel like the Barbie Extra Ken was like, wow, he's got like dyed rooted hair and he's wearing like this like flamboyant outfit. Like that's like, I think that's why people like lost their minds when they saw that, because
I need to get him, by the way. Before he's gone. I
have 3 of them right now. So
nice. So question then, when it comes to boy doll clothing, do you have like maybe out of, whether you have it in your collection or not, is there any particular boy dolls that you think do clothing well, or that you like their outfits that they come in or whatever?
Not Barbie, not Mattel, or Barbie. My favorite is probably Rainbow High. I like their male fashions. Even like I also don't like Bratz boy fashions. I think they're kind of hideous. But like in that like
they are very Y2K. I think with like most of the boy dolls that I have, for example, like I only have a few. I only have one boy Bratz doll, and it's this one, the Hayden Williams one. And this is an instance for me that I actually do really like the outfit, because yes, it's jeans and a shirt, but like it's an interesting kind of button shirt, and the buttons are real, and like a faux leather jacket with like the zippers and everything, and then the bag and the boots. Like, so I feel like this, and then the details, and then like talking about Rainbow High, like they have a lot of details and stuff. So like they have really good fashions. I think that those are 2 examples that I think they do well. At least for the fashions. I don't always like the way that the base doll looks necessarily. It's why I don't have a lot of Rainbow High boy dolls. But I think my favorites are probably ones that are themed, like have some kind of theme to base off of. So like, for example, my favorite doll line is Ever After High. So like Hunter Huntsman, I couldn't find my other one. He's buried in the box right now. But Hunter is my favorite boy doll. I really like the articulation and stuff, you know, and whatever. And this hair is kind of cool. But these outfits are very like medieval inspired. So it's not your typical t-shirt and shorts. You know what I mean? Like he's got like this faux leather vest and everything with a hood on it. And he's got like his bow and arrows and his jeans, and then like these really cool boots and whatever. So like, I think for me, it's the design factor that I really like for this doll, as opposed to it's not like a lot of layers or like super detailed necessarily, but it's just a slightly different look than you're used to seeing on Ken dolls, for example.
That's kind of why I like the fresh dolls, because their fashions are like really, really good. And I love that like they're like actual like fashions. Like they're all separate pieces, and
That's a good point, because I feel like they put more effort into those ones.
Barbie just needs to step it up. Also, I think a lot of the more interesting fashions, if you're gonna go like ready to wear kind of stuff, like everyday stuff, you have to go to like Etsy or like go to like someone who like makes stuff which is like it's so. I feel like these toy company or these doll brands are like really missing out, because obviously there's a market for doll clothing, and if they offered more options, like more fashion packs, like the fact that we didn't get fashion packs for Rainbow High until now, and they're not even like real fashion packs; they're like kiddie fashion packs.
Hey, that roller skating one was cute.
No, that one is cute. That one is cute.
Yeah, that's the one.
The one, yeah. Let's get to some comments. I don't know how unpopular this opinion is, but most male dolls come in the most boring outfits. There's not a male doll on the market right now that dresses anything like guys do in real life. It's very like discount store looking. Not to knock on that, but it doesn't. I would almost rather just have a white T-shirt and like jeans over
go for a
like
classic
with a printed whatever. Yeah.
It's either, I think that they're either cheap, which is kind of like what that is, where they have multiple layers, but they're all printed onto one layer or whatever. Right. They are not up to date with the times, like they're dated, looks or whatever, or they're just so simple that they're boring and not interesting. I think those are the main, at least the three complaints I have.
Yeah. And another thing, shorts. We always get male doll in shorts. Give them jeans and combats, please. I want them to come more fashions and accessories. I don't really care about the accessories. Yeah, I mean, just I'm so tired of getting. I don't have any in front of me, but like those like standard Ken shoes. They're just like plain old white sneakers, like nothing to them. And the shorts comment, absolutely. I can't deal with any more shorts on dolls. It's just so, to me, it's like so lazy and so like I gave up on thinking about what to put on this doll, so I'm just gonna give them shorts. It's just so lazy. But anyway, and some very boring clothing. Obviously, the worst offender for boring clothing or ugly clothing.
Honestly, I think that's the biggest thing that I can say about, like, when you look at this lineup, for example, I'm not offended by majority of these. Like, it's not that they're necessarily bad, it's that they're not exciting in any way. And a lot of them, like, there's literally a guy with a button-up shirt and a bow tie, but like all of that's printed on, and like, it's just like a graphic that's on this cheap, thin material, and whatever. There's another one with a tie there. I don't know if his tie is sewn on or if it's printed on, but the rest of them, like, because it's so many with shorts, and then majority of those are the white sneakers that you were talking about. They're all the same mold. They're all white. So, like I said, there's not anything inherently bad. They're just, I don't think any of them are trendy, and most of them are very simple.
I love dolls that come in like everyday clothes. Like I absolutely love that. But I guess for me, it's like more of, I guess it does come down to like quality. Just give me more hoodies. Give me more like that are actual, that have like, like little whatever.
I say that all the time. I'm like, hashtag more hoodies for dolls. Cause like, like literally I was looking at this. I was like, I think my favorite one is that broad one in the yellow sleeveless hoodie down there. I think he's my favorite from this lineup.
Again, I go back to this one. This one has an actual hoodie. Like, I had a few people talk about specific dolls. Okay. So I think the only male doll that can consider a line itself and not only another doll accessory is Brats Boys. I'm not sure what
they are branded. They are branded as Brats Boys, so it is kind of its own line.
Yeah. Portergeist is the best boy doll. I don't know if that's like a controversial. I don't know if Porter is like like loved or hated in the Monster High community. I don't know.
I don't know.
But
Anybody that I've ever seen talk about him, I have him. Once again, he's buried in the box, so I couldn't reach him right now. But I really like him. He's one of my favorite Monster High boys. But he's definitely a great boy doll. I think the only thing that would make this an unpopular doll opinion is that by saying he's the best boy doll, I think there's a lot of collectors that rank some other dolls above him. Like for me personally, like I said, my favorite is Hunter. He always will be.
Right.
So like, you know, like I like Hunter probably better than Porter, but personal style reasons.
Right. I mean, I think you have to be into like fantasy skin also to be into Porter, I guess. I always wish he doesn't glow in the dark, right? He's just painted that way, or he's just like molded in that.
I don't think he glows in the dark. If he does glow in the dark, that'd be a fun surprise. But at this point,
he should glow in the dark. But I like Na 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 Boys. They are adorable. I also ordered the extra fly Ken with the green hair. I think it's a really cool Ken. The Na Na Na, I think is very controversial because I know a lot of people are like. Just in general, I feel like Na Na Na, a lot of people were like not 100% on board, but specifically the boys, I feel like the boys are mostly not cute. I do have a couple of the boys.
I think that the boy dolls for Na 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 Surprise, most of them have their style. This is where I kind of take back a lot of what I said, because the outfits for Na 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 are good quality. They're detailed because it's MGA, you know, and they're detailed, they're layered. There's like a lot of thought put into different things to kind of convey whatever. But I feel like most of the ones that I see just have a style that I don't vibe with, because they are very much like, I always say, if a boy doll looks like he would have bullied me in high school, then I don't want to buy him. And that's what I get from a lot of the Na 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 boys. So, but this one is the only one that I have from this doll line, because he is adorable and I don't get that vibe from him. Like, he's got his little hiking boots and corduroy pants and a fuzzy jacket, and he's just adorable.
I haven't. He's one of the ones I have, and I agree. He is really cute.
His little shirt.
He's so cute. G3 Claude is not a bad doll. Again, I don't know if this is like a weird. I don't know, like where. I love it. I love this doll, but I love Claude, so I was gonna love this regardless. I think like the textured hair is amazing. I love that about Claude. I don't know. He just looks cool. He's like a cool doll.
I like him. I don't have him yet. I do plan on getting him though, but I don't have him. I don't honestly like. Side mini tangent here. When it comes to Monster High G3, I don't understand a lot of people's gripes with it. The only complaint that I understand is that it's not G1. Other than that, I don't understand a lot of people's gripes with it, and I think it's just a lot of personal preference of not liking certain design choices. But I don't know. Like I really like Claude. I think that they did really good. It's just a matter of time. I need to get him. But luckily he is still available on shelves, so I have a chance to get him.
I think the whole G1 G3 thing is funny because I came in collecting G1 before long that G3 came out. So I didn't really have time to be like, oh, G1 is so amazing. And I do love G1. I think I do love G1 over G3, but people also have to remember G3 is it's for a younger audience. The fashions are going to be different. Everything's going to be like it's not G1, but anyway, again, another topic. All right, so this last one, male dolls are better than female dolls. Molded hair is better because you don't have to mess with it at all. LOL, OMG, guys, Rocker Boy is one of the best dolls, and Rainbow High River is one of the cutest dolls. So those, I think, are unpopular opinions.
Those hit all the marks there. They are if you were to say unpopular doll opinions, these are them.
Yeah. I mean, with Rocker Boy, it's the hair. I remember seeing him for the first time, and I was like, that doll is so ugly. I think I was watching Melissa review review that 2-pack, and I was like, that doll is so hideous. But over time, I was like, oh, he's not so bad. And I think what draws me to him is the his hair. There's something weird, like I don't know what happened, but like something like clicked in my brain that I was like, rooted hair. I love rooted hair on boys, and it just stuck with me. So anytime I see a boy doll with rooted hair, I'm like instantly drawn to it. But I also like the customizability of this. I also have multiples of him for potential customs, so that's kind of partly why I like his hair, and I like his outfit is like super. It's like super detailed. There's lots of like separate pieces. It's just quality stuff. And then as far as River goes, cute. I don't know. I mean, he is cute. I don't know if he's the cutest. No.
Cute definitely hits the mark because, like you said, baby face. Like he definitely I would say cute is an accurate way to describe the way his face looks. He's the only Rainbow High boy doll that I have that I bought. I do like his color and I like his outfits because it's kind of like 50s inspired, which I love, like the Letterman jacket and the denim, and like I think one of his shoes, he has 2 pairs of shoes and one of them is Converse, I think, or Converse style. Yeah. I love those. I do like his outfit and everything, but I don't know. I think that if I honestly, like, I decided I wasn't going to buy any more boy dolls for Rainbow High after him because I was like he's cool and I like style aspects about him, but now that I have him in hand, I'm just not as excited. But if I was to get any other one, it would be Ash from Shadow High. Like, I think he's cuter. Like, I like his face mold. I think his hairstyle, like, I don't know. I really like the way Ash looks.
I like Ash. I like, I'm biased obviously, but I like I like Oliver Ocean, the last Shadow High boy.
With the braids?
With the braids. And these are the dolls.